when people doubted us, man, and we just came out, we did what we had to do.
Nothing better than feel like a champion, nothing better than feel like number one and come out on top on the stage.
I feel great. I mean, we just want a state championship.
We number one. I mean, we went out on top. I mean, it feels so unreal right now.
Coming up on our final show of the 2016 End Zone football season are the West Point Green Wave back on top. They went all the way to the end. They got going in the second half, and a couple of our teams won and went away. Lafayette and Pontotoc and Foray played right down to the last play. A couple teams trying to rise as one. Baldwin, Catlin City, Smithville, Nanawaya. All the highlights and scores coming up.
The WCBI End Zone Show with Robbie Donahoe and Tom Ebel is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center, Carl Hogan Toyota, East Mississippi Community College, and Max South.
Welcome into our final End Zone show of the 2016 season. We are presented by OCH Regional Medical Center, Carl Hogan Toyota, East Mississippi Community College, and Max South. Also joining us in on the fun, I'm Robbie Donahoe riding solo with you this evening. Our very own Tom Ebel doing work tonight at Lafayette. We will talk about the Commodores and the Warriors here momentarily. We got a chance to catch up with Braden Bishop. He was on during our WCBI show, and we can't thank him enough for making the trip down here and enjoying Week 15 of the End Zone. So we are now moving on to our state championship games. We'll let you know who's playing for those state title games momentarily. We had 3 Carl Hogan Toyota games of the week tonight. We couldn't pick just one. They were all great. We start in 5A. West Point has been the big bad team on the block in 5A North all season long. Tonight, they proved it in the second half.
WCBI High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota in Columbus.
The Toyota Camry was our car of choice from Carl Hogan Toyota, and Braden Bishop had to model it for us. He's looking good out there. A dark maroon. It's a good-looking car. Go get yourself one at Carl Hogan Toyota. To the game, West Point, they beat the Gators 39-17 back on October 14th. This game, a very, very different football game. For your first play of the game, this is not a bad start if you're West Point. Marcus Murphy getting 3. He's going to get 55 yards on this carry, but no points come out of the drive, so we say scoreless after 1. Second quarter, here comes Lake Cormorant. Will Guest. How about that catch by Iowa commit Brandon Smith? But they did it again. They went back to the well one too many times because that's Rasan Carr sitting on that slant pass. He gets the pick, and he's going the other way. 70 yards to the house. It's a 7-0 lead for West Point off the defensive touchdown. Lake Cormorant had the ball for 25 minutes of this the 22 minutes of this first half, I believe, and they would finally cash in on a touchdown. That's Guest to Xavier Malone. We're tied at 7. Before the end of the half, West Point would fumble it, so Lake Cormorant gets it back with good field position. This interception may have swung the momentum of the game. Ryan Melton with the pick. So Lake Cormorant couldn't score. We stay locked at 7 at recess, but in the second half, the Green Wave would pull away. Clayton Knight, the newcomer, the new boy, 55 yards to the end zone. West Point's going to go play for the 5A state championship as they defeat Lake Cormorant 40-7. The Green Wave moving on to the 5A state title. Who will they face? It's going to be Laurel. The Golden Tornadoes were down 24-3 to Picayune, and they came back and rattled off 42 unanswered points. So it's going to be a tall task for West Point, and a couple people have already been doubting West Point that they can do this. That's just going to add fuel to the fire for the Green Wave. So it's going to be a fantastic matchup at Davis Wade Stadium. That game is going to be Saturday, 7 p.m. between West Point and Laurel for the 5A state championship. Into Class 4A, this was a slugfest of the highest variety in Part 2 of our Carl Hogan Toyota Game of the Week. Pontotoc at Lafayette. My goodness, these two teams played a heck of a football game. The doors would strike first, though. That's Jamie Shaw right up the middle for the 8-yard touchdown. Lafayette leads 7-0. But the Pontotoc defense would come up big, and this has happened many times this year. When Pontotoc has needed a big play, the defense would come up with it. That's an interception from Hayden Harris off of Will Ard, and he takes it back the other way. A pick 6 for Pontotoc. They tie it at 7 at the half. And in the second half, the Commodores lead 14-7. Gabe Harmon. This is a big play. Just a simple little screen pass here, but gets some great blocking, and he gets loose. There goes Gabe Harmon. They would catch him inside the 5. Would not lead to a touchdown, instead a field goal try, which is no good. So it would stay 14-7 for Lafayette. We would be tied at 14 when Lafayette would try to take the lead on this drive. Will Ard to Tyler Williams. What a pitch and catch into the red zone. Now on 4th and goal, the Commodores bring in their jumbo package. That's an offensive lineman taking the snap, and he can't get in. The Warriors stop him at the goal line. Pontotoc takes over, but on the ensuing drive, Carter, that ball just got away from him. Intercepted by Dylan Woods. They would catch him at the 2-yard line. That would set up, you guessed it, Jamie Shaw from the 2-yard line. He would pounce in and punch it in there for the touchdown. Lafayette goes up 21-14, but Pontotoc drives all the way inside the 10. Under a minute to go. 4th and goal. Your chance to tie for Pontotoc, but the pressure gets to Jacob Carter, and he's sacked. That would end the season for the Warriors. Lafayette, a tremendous win. The Commodores, 21-14. They're going to the state championship. We caught up with head coach Michael Fair afterwards.
Yeah, it feels great. You know, these guys worked real hard for it, and we had to beat a good football team tonight to do it. It was just a great game, and Pontotoc is, well, I tell you what, they really played well tonight, and we're just fortunate to come out on top. But we're excited. We're going to celebrate this one and get ready for next week. And we got a group of young men that's just special. You know, they work hard. They're a lot of fun to coach, and they really deserve this. I feel like they do, and they've worked real hard for it.
Heck of a job by Lafayette and first-year head coach Michael Fair. They're going to the state championship in Class 4. They will play Poplarville, the Hornets, all over Florence tonight. That game, Lafayette-Poplarville, Saturday at 3 p.m. at Davis-Wade Stadium. Should be a fun one. But Pontotoc, no way in the world should you be hanging your heads. A phenomenal effort to get to the state chamber, to get to the North Half Final, and just so close to get to the state title. A tremendous season for the Warriors. Congratulations on a phenomenal run. Been a pleasure getting to cover them and watch them all season long. All right, and in Class 2A we go. Baldwin and Calhoun City, part 3 of our Carl Hogan Toyota Game of the Week. City's been blowing out teams left and right this year, and we thought this one would be good. It wasn't. Second play of the game, Treshawn Cooper, your halfback pass to Tyrese Quinn. Perry Lyles gets tricky like this, and it's hard to stop this kind of a play. 85-yard touchdown, Turn Up City. The Wildcats take an 8-0 lead. Baldwin would try to answer on 3rd down here. John Swinney going to roll to his left, but he runs into Atarius Moore, who gets the sack. Big boy sack and flex on him. City's back on offense, and they did this a lot tonight. Jesse Neighbors, as easy as you like. That's an 8-yard touchdown. 14-0 lead for Calhoun City. After a punt by Baldwin, City goes back to work. This is not a replay here. It's Jesse Neighbors one more time, weaving through the defense. A 23-yard touchdown. It's 20-0 Calhoun City. But Baldwin, a little bit of life right here. Fumbled snap in the backfield. Bearcats pounce on it. It's a touchdown. It's 20-7 now. But it would all be downhill after that as Calhoun City just continued to roll. Keyshawn Parker rumbling. The Wildcats are going to go play for a state title. 47-20 the final as City takes out Baldwin. But another phenomenal run from the Bearcats, just barely falling short. This is the shocker of the night. Calhoun City's going to play Bay Springs for the state championship. Bay Springs defeated the 4-time state champs from Batsfield 18-13 tonight. That's Batsfield's last game. They're consolidating into Jefferson Davis County at the end of the year. So Calhoun City and Bay Springs for the 2A state championship. That will be Friday at 3 p.m. from Davis-Wade Stadium. Calhoun City 1-9 at state titles. We wanted to see them get number 2 in that trophy case. When we return on the End Zone, many more scores and highlights to get to. We will be into Class 1A. The Road Warriors from Nanawaya played a high-scoring shootout. They haven't been in one of those this season. The defense has done the job, but tonight they needed to score some more points. Could Smithville take down Goliath? That's Hollandale Simmons. The Knolls got out to a flying start. We'll tell you how they did at the end. We'll also look at the rest of Mississippi. Clinton and Madison Central. How would Cam Akers fare against Jack Walker and the Jaguars? We'll tell you next. Back here on the End Zone, presented by OCH Regional Medical Center. Before we get into our Class 1A area teams, let's get to the big boys in 6A North. We were hoping to see Tupelo there this year. The Golden Wave ran in to Madison Central, and the Jaguars had to run into Cam Akers. And I'll show you how this game happened. This game's wild, by the way. It was just up and down the field. These two teams went. And on your opening drive for Clinton, well, guess who has the football in his hands? It's Cam Akers. And if you're Madison Central, how do you defend this? The guy's rolling out and running away, and somehow he still throws a touchdown to Darius Mayberry, the Southern Miss commit. 7-0 lead for the Arrows. And then Cam, he not only can throw it, he can run it. Powers through the bulldozer. 14-0 lead for Clinton. Oh, are the Arrows going to run away with this? No, not so fast. Here comes Gabe Short from the Jaguars. Madison Central's been doing this all year. They find a way to let you get high and mighty about yourself, and then the Jaguars just come right back and come get in this game. But Clinton hits back again. Darius Mayberry, short touchdown. It's 21-6 Arrows. But the next drive for Madison Central, backwards pass. Braden Boykin, Miles Hobson. Watch this catch. Let him juggle a little bit. He's off to the end zone for the touchdown. It's 21-13. Clinton hangs on late, needed a late touchdown. Cam Akers in the air is going to play for the 6A state title. 38-34, the final. What a great game between those two tough teams. So, your 6A state championship, Clinton and Pearl. The Pirates, coached by John Perry, have had a phenomenal season and could be one of the hottest teams in the state. So that's going to be a fantastic 6A state championship. If you didn't notice, by the way, we're going to have a lot of new state champions this year. We'll talk about that here a little more momentarily. All right, over to Hollandale we go. Simmons, Big Bad Simmons. Your defending state champs haven't lost in 3 years, taking on Smithville. Seminoles have been riddled with injuries all year, but don't tell them that. These guys played their hearts out tonight. Heath Noe, Dustin Moffitt, running with a purpose. Going to pick up a first down. Good field position here for the Seminoles. And a few plays later, Noe's going to strike. Gets that read option pull, goes the other way, and this effort and tenacity. That's what makes this kid so great. Dive into the end zone for the touchdown. It's a 7-0 lead for Smithville, but the Seminoles just had a tough time really getting going on offense after that. Simmons has found a way to do this all year where they let you get up maybe early, and then they find a way to hit back at you real quick. This is Chandler Robinson weaving his way through the defense for a touchdown. And I said it last year, and I'll say it again. Hollandale Simmons is a 2A team, and Smithville's just running into a team that's just got some athletes that I still don't know how this is a 1A team playing. But Simmons does take out Smithville, 44-7, the final. A tough way to end the season, but nothing to be ashamed of for Smithville. Another great run to the 1A North half final. To 1A South, this game was wild. It was crazy. Nanawaya taking on Lumberton. The Panthers at Lumberton School just south of Hattiesburg. They got some athletes, and this running back right here was just having a field day tonight. Remember, we've made a lot about this Nanawaya defense, and for good reason. They're very good. Here's the offense. Ben Cumberland to Chris Smith. There was a lot going against Nanawaya tonight. We've heard there was some questionable officiating, maybe not everything going the way of the away team. The home team maybe get a little bit of home cooking tonight. This game went all the way to overtime, where Nanawaya probably should have closed it out in the second half. They just fell short in doing so, and the Panthers get a stop on the two-point conversion. What we've heard, Chris Smith may have gotten in on that two-point conversion to tie, but it was a close call. Lumberton wins 50-48, and Nanawaya's season comes to an end. Again, nothing to be ashamed of if you're Ryan Keaton and the Warriors. A phenomenal season. So your 1A state title will be Simmons and Lumberton, as the Blue Devils will go for another state title against the Panthers. Well, we have many more scores and highlights to get to when we come back here on the End Zone. We will dive over into West Alabama. One of our top teams, not just in the area, but in the state of Alabama or Mississippi, is Gordo. The Green Wave had been running through everyone. Tonight, they got all they could handle with Mobile Christian. And the perfect time to come up with a big win. Aliceville and Pickens County playing two undefeated teams, and hopefully pretty sharp tonight. We'll also set it all out for a state championship time. It all begins next week. We'll run down the brackets and matchups when we come back. Back here on the End Zone, presented by OCH Regional Medical Center. Before we get into West Alabama, we do have our 3A state championship all locked up, and it's Charleston again. The Tigers just rolling through 3A North once again as they take out Velma Jackson 46-17. So your 3A state title is going to be between Charleston and Kemper County. The Kemper County Wildcats, coached by Chris Jones, former Knoxville County grad. He's going to take a good team of Kemper County to take on Charleston. That's going to be a fantastic 3A state championship game. All right, over into West Alabama we go. We start off with your Class 3A Gordo Green Wave taking on Mobile Christian. This is a great football game, kids. And the Leopards of Mobile Christian starting things off in the right way for West Alabama. That's Cameron Horn to Eric Polnitz. 80 yards the other way. Man, what a heck of a run. And he does the little track move where he tries to get through the line. 7-0 lead for Mobile Christian. But Gordo comes right back. Coy Chapman. Xavier Lanier on the catch. That last name should sound familiar because that's a pretty familiar name at Gordo. That's an 8-yard touchdown. We're tied at 7 at the half. But Gordo and Coy Chapman, they threw 2 interceptions in the red zone in the last 4 minutes of the game. Gordo's season shockingly comes to an end as the Green Wave fall to Mobile Christian 21-14. Another great run by Gordo comes to an end. Into Class 2A we go. It's Aliceville taking on GW Long, and the Rebels would hit first on the Yellow Jackets. Remember, GW Long undefeated going into tonight. A good start for Long. Garrett Sanders going to bust through for the touchdown right there. Long takes a 7-0 lead, but Aliceville going to hit right back, and they would do it on the ground. Javon Phillips, just a quick little speed sweep. The receiver getting blockers out in front, gets a great cutback right there, and pushes through to the end zone for the touchdown. Be a 7-6 lead now for the Rebels. In the second quarter, DeMontez Hinton, big fella, going to rumble through, bulldozes his way for the touchdown on this play right here. Aliceville is going to the 2A state title. They'll play Friday at 3 at Jordan-Hare as they defeat Long 28-21. Good going for the Yellow Jackets. The storybook season continues for Aliceville. And in 1A over in West Alabama, Pickens County taking on Madison, and it was the Zach Thomas show for the F5 Tornadoes. What a surprise, right? He scrambles to the outside right here, breaks the tackle, going to pick up a good gain and get a first down. Now, he would get out of bounds, so now second possession. They didn't get any points out of that drive. Thomas, again, going to go downfield. Malik Betts is going to make a tremendous catch right here, and he's going to get down near the 20-yard line, but no points again, so we'd have to go to the second quarter before we actually got some points. Thomas is going to hit Demetrius Wyndham deep, and we put him in great field position. I mean, they're just stepping back and just chucking it. Here, Wyndham is down into the red zone, and then Thomas makes this great run. Somehow, watch him tiptoe the sideline. How does he stay in? He does get the touchdown. The Tornadoes are going to go play for the 1A state title on Thursday at 3 p.m. as they win over Addison 23-6. We will recap it all, look at our state championship matchups when we return here on the End Zone.